I gotta go. I love you, Bug.
Love you too.
I'm coming, Bug.
Would you like me to show them how the sign of the curse works?
Sign
completely
of the curse?
different.
How does it go?
No, not at you people out there in the audience, but this is the difference.
Aim it toward Red China, would you?
This is the sign of the horns. A curse sign, the two fingers extended. This way, spread apart for sort of shotgun blast, you know.
I always
all over,
figured if I ever met the devil, he'd have dirty fingernails. Go on.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Where?
Dirty fingernails.
Well, that's because I've been fooling around with your equipment.
Never mind. Don't blame it on the studio. Go on with it.
All right.
So that's the sign of the horn, and then what happens? Is that it?
Well, there are other ones, too.
Yeah, what are the other ones?
The other ones, one of them's the pox sign. That's 3 fingers extended.
A pox on you?
A pox on you. During the Middle Ages, this was used. But
You're
originally...
a bad cat.
Well, you have to be bad to be good, don't you?
Is it true that you teach people how to make voodoo dolls and stick pins in them to hurt people?
That's right. I believe that hate is necessary in a controlled way just as much as love is necessary. The only people that I would cast a curse or a spell on would be people individually that would sort of get under my skin.
Why are you staring at me like that?
Because, after all, hate should be a personalized thing.
Do you hate a lot?
No, not really. I am a pretty flexible person. It's just a magical symbol symbolizing the inversion or the opposition or the adversary of the concept that is normally supplied.
Are you going to hook up with any paganistic societies?
I don't know. I imagine paganism is just a euphemism for Satanism. People want to get out and run around in the woods without any clothes and all this sort of thing. I don't feel this is necessary.
Well, you felt it was necessary to make that girl take her clothing off for that wedding.
The girl without clothing...
How did you talk her into that? She must be a nut.
Well, of course. She's not. In fact, I might...
Are you at all afraid that someday, after you get through this big put-on, that, with your little red yo-yo and your big fat ring and your shiny bald head, that when they do pack you away...
Well, now, wait a minute.
If there's any justice, you've got to really get it.
Justice?
You've got to really get it, baby.
Isn't justice sort of a lie most of the time? Isn't the law just
maybe,
tricks, really?
But you see, we're dealing with men, and men make mistakes, but there's somebody made all of us.
Well, they made the laws, too.
Somebody made this world, and someday... if he could get his hands on a cat like you, you could be like horrible example number 1.
You mean like...
do you ever think about it?
You mean like J.C.?
Yes.
Well...
first of all, how do I address you?
Well, you can call me Mr. Reverend Anton by my first name, whatever.
Well, I'll state the Mr. to begin with. First of all, I'll say one thing. You have a lot of followers. And you're right.
Oh, yes.
You're right about the devil being a god, because the Bible clearly states that the devil is the god of this world, and he's also the prince of the power of the air. So I don't dispute you on this matter at all. My only
Are we picking up a new recruit here?
My only question is this question basically about death. Personally, I don't think it's a funny matter, whether you're really sincere in what you believe or whether you are just doing this to gain followers. I mean, it's a pretty serious thing. First of all, everyone dies physically, but you're right. Again, everyone does not die spiritually. And I'd just like to ask you, what do you think is the concept of God? What is your concept of God? What does God do? Is he... in other words, we visualize God as being the ruler of everything that is good and proper. In other words, his attributes are love and his almightiness, omnipotence, omnipresence, and so forth. And, of course, we recognize that God has given to this world many wonderful things. Just look at all as far as paintings and the literature that's inspired by God, the tremendous things that you see in all over the world that God has inspired through literature and music and art. What has the devil given to this world along the lines of what we consider as good and proper and just?
Yeah, what have you done lately?
As a counselor, sorcerer, practicing wizard, shaman, warlock, whatever you wish to call it.
Make that man disappear out of the dock?
Out of the dock? Why should I want to?
Well, because we have somebody else coming up.
Of course I can't make him disappear, because I am naturally cast in the mold of a human being, and I think this
Want
is...
to bet?
It
You
might
look
be...
less human and more Mephistophelian to me.
Thank you, sir.
I call him a devil. He's complimented. Kids filling out a form for school. What does your father do? He's a bald-headed devil. Well, listen, our time's all up. I'd like to tell you where to go, but you'd enjoy it.
Oh, that's right.
We'll be back with another guest after these words. Stand by.